and welcome to Kentucky Brew Reviews. I'm Radar.
Special K, and yes, we're finally doing it. We have
Yes.
Blue Moon Haze, a hazy, juicy pale ale.
Just for you. Everyone wants to watch us drink this.
5.7% alcohol by volume. It's an ale brewed with dried whole oranges. I don't think I've ever seen it say that on there. But
I've never seen a dried whole orange.
How does that even work?
Wouldn't it start to mold?
I was thinking you'd have to cut them and dry them in slices.
Yeah. I'm just picturing like a huge raisin.
That's what I was thinking.
Like a raisin that's like this big.
And the fact that they say dried means, my guess is they probably squeeze all the juice out of it, and they use the leftover pulp. They dry the pulp.
See, I was thinking they took an orange, just like a fist-sized fruit, put it in a dehydrator and waited for like a year. Then they pulled it out and were like, all right, we'll make beer out of this.
That would be funny, but in reality, they probably bought spent oranges from Tropicana.
Tropicana, yeah.
They probably dried them so they wouldn't go bad, and then just put them in their beer and probably add some artificial flavor to it.
Yeah.
That would be my guess.
Like mulched them,
yeah.
Put it in a giant muslin bag and dropped it down into a vat.
So the reason this beer took us so long to review is, as I was just explaining to Radar, is I could not find this in a single, and I was not willing to buy an entire case of this because at the time I could only find it in 12 packs. Wasn't dedicated to it that hard. Finally found it in a single. Still have never seen it in a 6-pack though.
It needs to come in 6-packs.
It looks good.
It smells good.
5.7% is a higher ABV than typical Blue Moon.
It's very cloudy.
It is very cloudy.
You can see some detail through there.
It looks it just looks like a really nice beer.
That reminds me of some other beer that I've had, like a lot.
It reminds you of Country Boy Halfway Home. Exactly. That's exactly what that smells like.
Yeah. It's like a juicier version of that. It's like an orangier version of that.
That's exactly what it smells like because we've drank a lot of that beer.
That must be the giant giant prunes they put in there.
It doesn't have the hoppiness as that beer does, but it's very similar in nose. Not in flavor. That is completely different.
It's very, very bitter. Well, it's not that bitter.
It tastes like
it's bitter enough.
It literally tastes like somebody took a half Blue Moon and half a Pale Ale and just here we go.
Little bit orangey, very hoppy.
It's pretty good. I'm impressed at the hop level of this beer.
It's been a couple of years since we had a beer that's just like unapologetically very, very hoppy. It's a very hipstery thing from like the middle 2000s.
Yeah. And this being a mass-produced, domestic, pretty easy to find beer, the hop level on this, it's not going to be as high as like what you're used to, but it's higher than most readily available domestic beers. I mean, the hop level is good on this. I like it a lot. Now, I think I'm dead on the oranges, man, because there's not much orange there.
There's not a whole lot of orange in this. There is some orange.
You get some peel. You're definitely getting some peel in there, but I'm telling you, I think I'm right. I'm thinking it's pulp.
They definitely dried that out, yeah. I feel like it doesn't have any actual orange juice in it. Just a huge orange raisin.
That being said, if I would have bought a case of this beer, I wouldn't have been disappointed. I would have drank all of it.
No. See, I do see a lot of people buying this. Who aren't prepared, who are just thinking this is going to be Blue Moon with like some extra something. I can see a lot of people buying this and taking it to parties and everyone being like, what kind of beer did you get, man? But it does say that it's a pale ale.
This is Blue Moon's daddy.
Yeah, this is the much hoppier Blue Moon. I think if you're prepared for it, it'll be very good. If you're not prepared for it, you might be disappointed.
This might be, if you're a traditional Blue Moon drinker, this will be a little much. You might need to add that orange to it.
Get you a little orange slice.
I don't like adding, on the show, we don't add anything to our beers. It's a thing on the show, but if I was drinking this or somebody used, I would definitely get the orange slice, and I think it would brighten it up. It needs it a little bit. I can see that, because it's not as sweet as you would think it would be.
You know what would be really good in this? Tabasco.
Or just a lime. Any kind of citrus.
I feel like a little bit of spiciness in this would be really good.
Like, I paid it was under $2 for a single. I want to say like $1.79, $1.69, something like that. Again, I've seen cases range from as cheap as 16, but on average about 18 to 19 is what I'm seeing.
That really needs to come in like a 6-pack.
Yeah.
Or
I'm sure it does. We
like
just probably can get it.
Like a 12-pack, like Country Boy has. Just a smaller amount of beer.
Well, it comes in 12 packs. It doesn't. I haven't seen it in 6-packs or singles. So
gotcha.
That's what I'm saying. 12 is too many.
I don't want to get a whole case of this.
Yeah. Well, for reviews anyway. If I was going to a party, like I just said, I would be happy that I bought a 12-pack of it. But I think it's time for our number. 5.7 is a good ABV. It's a little bit higher than average. It's pretty flavorful. Mouthfeel's going towards medium. Orange is not all the way there. I think this beer is a solid 7. It's good for what it is.
I'm gonna give it a 7.5. I think this is a really, really good step in the right direction for what Anheuser owns this now. Right? Miller owns it. This is a step in the right direction for Miller.
I'm pretty sure.
Whoever owns this beer, like the brand, I own this one. Actually, he owns this one. Either way, this is a good choice. I want them to keep making steps in this direction.
I know one makes Shock Top and the other makes Blue Moon. I get them confused frequently, so because they are identical.
Yeah. Yeah. I would get some of that. Take it to a party. I would get some of that. Throw it in my fridge, actually.
Yeah. I'm not crazy about the can design. I'll say that too. It's kind of boring.
Yeah, it's kind of. It looks like it's supposed to be orange juice.
You know what?
Yeah.
You know what's disappointing? Like, think about the past 5 years of like people getting introduced to alcohol. Mm-hmm. That's awful, isn't it? Think about what's been available.
Just only seltzers.
Yeah, that's the only. They haven't for us Blue Moon has been there for a long time. Busch, Blue Moon, Killian's.
I don't know. We grew up in the light beer age.
No, see, when I turned 21. Imports are still really popular.
Yeah.
So you're talking Heineken, Carlsberg, any kind of German or European import beers.
Anything that came from across the ocean was huge.
And then craft beer it had a following, but imports were what everybody drank.
When I was little, the only thing that was at any of the family gatherings that we had were just a smorgasbord of light beers. There was Bud Light, there was Miller Lite, there was Busch Light. Everything was light, though. There were no, full beers. There were no... I guess we probably actually did have some imports as well, but they were, the special ones that were kept in the refrigerator, and everyone got, one. But
Here's the messed up thing. For the longest time, people just assumed that all those import beers and, same with... Mexican beers were supposed to be skunky.
Oh yeah, it had the import flavor.
Yeah, so what had happened was, when in reality, here's what actually happened. So when they started moving those beers overseas, it took too long. So the beers would start to turn because they would get exposed to light. So when they got there, they would have that sort of skunky flavor to them. People bought them, and they just assumed they were supposed to be like that.
Yeah.
So as stuff improved and technologies improved, and eventually they made an additive that would stop that, they just didn't add it anymore because now Americans assume, and other countries assume, that it's supposed to taste like skunk ass. But in reality, it's not.
Do you want your beer to taste like weed?
Do you enjoy licking a skunk's butthole? This beer's right for you. Skunk ass light.
I mean, they've stopped doing that almost entirely from my experience.
Eurolagers stopped.
You get a fully sealed case of beer. It tastes like beer. It does not taste like bad beer.
It happens from time to time on Heinekens and Sixers, but for the most part, most Euro beers, I don't see it as much. I still see it in Moosehead.
Yeah.
I still see it in Corona.
You get it a lot in
beers.
bottles and stuff.
Yeah.
If I'm getting something that is imported, I'm getting cans because I don't feel like having to meter how much of this beer that I drink before it goes bad.
Yeah.
Just go to the fridge, get a beer, and be like, yep, this is from the refrigerator.
It's cold.
Instead of being when was this one bottled? No, I'm not doing that.
This may or may not have been exposed to copious amounts of light.
Oh, when I put this in my mouth, will it make me want to gag? Let's roll those dice. No, not doing that.
When you pop the cap before it gets near your nose, you pop it. You could smell that skunk just hit you. You're like, yeah, it's bad. And sometimes they're just starting to turn. You can still drink it, and it's not terrible. But other times it's it's bad. So. All right, well, that is has been our episode. If you would like to see anything else on the channel, you can leave a comment down below. Don't forget to hit that thank you button to support the channel. I'm Special K.
I'm Radar.
Thanks for watching.